Hi everyone, welcome to my 5th update for Project Level Up. This wonderful project was created by Sophia Alexandra. I'm going to leave her channel and intro video down below. But what this project is it is a eyeshadow palette centered project in which you get to use your palettes and hit pen on them use them in their entirety and hit pen on them. So for the project consists of levels. So for the first level you randomly select, or however you would like, an eyeshadow palette, and your goal is to hit pen on one shadow and use each shadow in that palette once. And once you're done with that, you can move on to level 2, and during that level you use each shadow twice and have to hit pen on 2, and so on and so forth. So I'm currently on level 4, and yeah, let me just share my progress. It's not very exciting, spoiler alert, but it is what it is. I thought I should still film this video just for you to see how it's going. So let's get into it. But as always, before we get into the progress, I just wanted to remind you once again that there is still a war in Ukraine, and there are a few things you could do to help. I'm going to leave places you could donate to and petitions you could sign in a Google Doc in my description box. So if you have time, please do either or both. It would mean a lot. And yeah, so let's just get into my palette. Alright, so my level 4 palette, which I rolled in last update, is my Venus Excess Frosted. This is a 4-pen, so here's what it looks like today. As you can see, there are no pens in it. As I mentioned in my last update, these palettes, like Lime Crime palettes in general, have shadows which are very deep and usually very hard pressed, so it takes a while to hit pen on them. Like 2 years ago when I was doing my pen those eyeshadows, I didn't film it, I just did it for myself. I had 2 Lime Crime shadows in the project, and it took me about 30 uses. Both of them were shimmers, by the way, and it took me about 30 uses to hit pen on each of them. So yeah, and one of them was actually kind of broken, so it wasn't at a full, it wasn't fully, I don't know what there wasn't not all of the product was in it. That's what I was going to say. So yeah. That being said, we do have a few dips. I don't know if you can tell, but I can clearly see a dip in the lighter shade, which is called Icicle. There's a bit of a dip in the darker blue, which is called Solstice. The shimmers, not really. But one goal that I did reach this month is I used each of these shadows 4 times or more. So 1/2 of the goal, I guess, is complete. So I just need to hit pen on all of them now. So let me just swatch out these shades real quick, and I'm just going to talk about how many times I used each of them, and yeah. Alright, so I swatched them out. I have my numbers next to me, so let's get into it. So here is all of the shades. I usually just swatch out the ones that I hit pen on or the ones I used more than the times I was supposed to use them. But since I'm supposed to hit pan on all of them, and I've used all of them 4 times or more, I just swatched them out all. I swatched all of them out. Oh my god. My English isn't great today. Anyway, here is what we have. I would say these shadows don't swatch that well, but I really like the way they look on your eyes. Like these masks, like especially this darker blue, I don't know if you can see, because it's more like on a sheerer side, the way you like it blends so well into your skin, it almost looks like it's part of your skin, if that makes sense. Like especially together with this lighter almost white blue, it's just like the most beautiful blend in my opinion. So anyway, let's just get into the shadows. So the first shadow, as I already mentioned, is called Icicle. I've used Icicle 8 times, which is the most out of all these shadows. Here is what it looks like. It's just like a very pale blue. It almost looks like white, so if you don't use a lot of it, it can pass for white. So that's kind of how I've been using it. So if you like mix it with a more warmer toned, kind of like a lid setting shade for pale skin sort of, you can kind of get like a neutral color, so that way you could use it for like blending out and stuff like that. So that's what I've been using it for, as well as to blend out this darker blue. So yeah, it's a pretty useful shade, so I quite like it. Moving on, we have the shade called Chili, which is the first shimmer in the palette. Here's the swatch of it. I don't think it looks great like swatched out, so here's like what it looks like on my finger. So it's very pretty. I quite like it. It's like teal with faint purpley blue sparkle, which is very small, but I think it's very pretty. So yeah, I've used this color 4 times. Yeah, I'm actually wearing it on my lower lash line, like on inner part of my lower lash line today. So yeah, it's a very pretty shadow, but it is, as I mentioned, pretty stiff. And if you use like glitter glue, which I usually do, it tends to leave the shadow with a hard pen, so it's a little finicky, but I quite like the way it looks, so I kind of look past it. But yeah, after 4 times there is like a bit of disturbance, but nothing crazy. Moving on, we have the shade called Comet, which is another shimmer, but this one is more like more on a setting-y side. I'm wearing it in my inner corner. It's very subtle, but I think it's also quite pretty. It's one of those like green brown sort of duochromes, but it's very light. Oh right, here is the swatch. Here's what it looks like on my finger. Oh my god, this is so awkward. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I used this shade 4 times as well, so it doesn't show much progress. Most of the times I use it on my inner corner, just like today. So nothing to write home about. And the last shadow, it is called Solstice, which is the dark matte in this palette. I've used it 5 times and it has like the smallest dip in it. I don't know if you can tell, but it's there. Here's what it looks like. I think I really like the tones of mattes in this palette. I think they're just so pretty. They're those kind of like a little dusty blues, kind of like, I think on their website when Lime Crime still sold this palette, they described it as a denim blue, which I guess it is a denim blue. So I think it's very beautiful. So I really like using this shadow, and as I mentioned before, it's like it blends into your skin so nicely, so I love it. So yeah, I've been really enjoying using this little palette, even though it is harder to hit pan on. I am quite enjoying my time with it. So yeah. What else? I guess obviously I'm not rolling this palette out just yet. I still need to hit pan on all of those shadows. Looking at it, I feel like I might hit pan on the lighter shade over here the first, but I'm not sure. I also feel like I might hit pan on the mattes first because maybe, I don't know. I feel like I use mattes in larger capacity than I do shimmers. And also this dark blue, it's kind of like a shearer formula, so you need to like build it up, which I guess why I've gotten a dip in it, even though, as I mentioned before, it is very hard pressed. Yeah, so I think the first one to have pan would be this shade, and after that maybe this one, and then I think maybe the shimmers, but I'm not sure. So yeah, I think this is it. This is going to be a shorter video because I don't really have any exciting things to show you, but yeah. So I guess I'm just gonna wrap up this video. Thank you so much for watching. Check out my description box for Sophie's channel and intro video, and also on organizations you can donate to and petitions you can sign. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing good. Take care. Bye.